So this next unit is on constructions. And if you're in class, chances are you're going to be using one of these handy dandy compasses that will let you make lovely circles and a straight edge. But some of you might not have that at home because either you're quarantining or you're sick or you're just practicing at home. So I'm going to show you how we can do some of this online. Okay, so let me show you the different websites and we'll link all of these for you that you could be using. So this website is called MathOpenRef, and MathOpenRef is super helpful because it just like shows you how to make constructions. So I've started one of these. This is a perpendicular bisector of a line segment, and you notice it's got this lovely little icon of a compass running for you, and you can stop and you can pause, which is super great. And it kind of shows you where you need to be doing things and what would happen. In this case, what we've done is we've done a perpendicular bisector. So this is kind of like your tool for learning something. Then what we've got is we've got Desmos Geometry. If you've been in class, we've probably used this a lot. The problem with Desmos Geometry is that it doesn't have this lovely icon of the like, nope, there we go, like this compass, and so it doesn't look quite like what you're expecting it to look like. So another thing that we could do is this thing called Mathspad. So I'm going to show you how to do this on Mathspad, and then I'm going to show you how it would also look the same on Desmos Geometry. So on Mathspad, what you've got is you've got all sorts of tools over here. You've got a line segment, you've got a pencil, you've got a compass, all of this stuff. So I'm going to start by making myself a line segment. You just kind of hold down so that you can make a line segment. And just so that we can have it, I'm going to name this A, B, and we're going to make that perpendicular bisector. So if you noticed, when you're using this, if you grab the purple, it lets you kind of move it around. If you grab this, it lets you actually start drawing an arc. And if you wanted to open it, you just grab this pencil and kind of make it bigger or smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the point right here on A, and I'm going to, just like the head, we're going to draw like an arc up here and an arc down here. And then I'm going to put the point on B, and we're going to do the exact same thing, where we're going to just draw those arcs. Sorry, it's a little wonky. Then I need a straight edge. So I'm going to use my straight edge here. It's going to let me turn it. And so this looks a lot like what you would be doing in class, which for some people I think is going to be really helpful. For some people maybe it will be a little bit less helpful, but this should get us pretty gosh darn close. And there we go. Okay, so I've got that, and then I can all of a sudden draw my lovely perpendicular bisector. I feel great about this. I can mark this using my pencil as like that's congruent to that, and this is a 90-degree angle, and boom. So this is a really great tool if you want it to look kind of like you would in class, where you would have this compass and a straight edge. So it looks a lot like what you would expect. But we can also do this in Desmos, and so I'm going to show you what that would look like. So same construction here where we've got like a line segment. So over in Desmos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start myself off with a line segment, and then I'm going to click the select tool, and I'm going to label both of these. So we got an A, and we got a B. I'm going to make it a little bit less long. What's nice about Desmos is you can kind of resize stuff. And this time what we need to do is we need to use circles. So what I'm going to do, it's the same idea. Like you'll notice how we kind of got a circle centered at A and a circle centered at B, and they're the same size, is I'm just going to make a circle centered at A. And you'll notice in both of these constructions, like here and like here, you'll notice it's not actually going all the way from P to Q. It's a shorter one, and so you don't have to do all the way to B. That's totally a thing that you could do. In Desmos, what we might want to do is we might want to use a smaller, not like drag my circle all the way from A all the way out to B. You can do that, and it totally works. But let's say we wanted to have a smaller one. My problem then is that I then need the circle that's coming out from B to be the same size as this circle. So here's what I'm going to do. There is a compass tool in Desmos, and here's how you're going to use that compass tool. I need to know how long, like what the radius is for this circle A. So I'm just going to give myself some other segment, and this is like my radius. So like AC is the length of the radius, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure that. So if we like measure it, it happens to be 3 400 units. You can adjust it if you wanted it to be a little bit smaller or bigger, right? I need that same size circle coming out from B. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the compass tool, and it says choose a segment, a radius. That's the radius that I want. And notice it gives me this ghost circle that's got that same radius, right? We can make it match up perfectly here. And I'm just going to set that to B. And now look at how I've got the same construction here as I've got kind of going on here. And the last thing I need to do is just from the intersections of the two circles, draw those, and then all of a sudden I've got my brand new point. This is going to be my midpoint, so I'm just going to call that a midpoint. And I have the exact same thing. So it does work the same. It looks a little bit different because you don't actually have this lovely like picture of the compass, but it will still work for you. Please let us know what questions you have, but this is just a way that we can hopefully help you guys do things at home that are the same as we would do in school. And then let's get that little 90-degree angle in there. So we got that too. So let us know what questions you have. Hopefully this was helpful.